Good morning. It's day 11. I didn't sleep well last night. I'm not sure if it's in part due to the coffee that I drank yesterday afternoon or the nerves about being so close to the end, poison ivy rash around my ankles, or the compression fatigue issue in my left foot, which is really hurting. It's like a 5 or 6 on the pain scale this morning, which definitely worries me, but at this point I just have to limp it along because there's not a lot I can do. I'll take some ibuprofen and use that arthritis cream that I have and try to step carefully, but I'm pushing through now. Is what it is. But I did not go to sleep until close to 11, and it's 4:30. So oh well, 'tis life, and we're pushing through. So I'm gonna start getting ready for the day. All right, it is 6 o'clock, and I am packed up and leaving this camp on the ridge. Sore and stiff. Every time I put my pack on, my left hip area goes numb. So it must be, I have a herniated disc in my back on the lower, like L4, L5. And so it must be touching right on that. The disc is pressing on the nerve root, and it must be pushing on it somehow, because it doesn't hurt. It just sends this tingly thing into my hip. So, I'm going to make it though. I'm going to make it. All right, back on trail. Here we go. Well, I've been at it for about an hour now, and I'm warmed up, so my body isn't hurting quite as badly as it was. I did miss the first view of Bear Butte because it's so foggy out in the valley. Darn it. But I'm sure I'll get to see it again today at some point if that fog lifts. Most of today, it looks like, is descending. So coming out of the Black Hills and into the plains again, down into Alkali Creek Campground. Still not sure if I'm going to stay there tonight. That was my goal and hope because of the facilities there. But with a 14-mile day to look forward to tomorrow, I may continue on for a couple of miles, but that means I've got to carry water again, which is not something I would be looking forward to. So I'll have to weigh those options. But the trail's going well so far. It's been really wet this morning, so I'm just soaked from the knees down, but it washed all the mud off my pants and my shoes from yesterday, so a little bonus cleaning there. You probably can't see, well, you definitely can't see the grade on the video, but there are no switchbacks coming out of the mountain here. It's just kind of spitting you out straight down. Well, not straight down, but it's steep enough for sure, straight down. I'm not sure what we're being cautious of here, but let's find out. Caution. Well, that was indeed strange. I'm not sure what we were supposed to be cautious of there, but unless it was like a rattlesnake nest or a hornet's nest or something at one time, but I didn't see anything, so I wasn't very cautious. In fact, the caution sign led me over to inspect. Sounds about right. I just stopped and ate my breakfast in a sunny patch where it flattened out, but we're just still going down, 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 down like an elevator. I am going to be vigilant today and tomorrow, watching real carefully for rattlesnakes. Everybody I've talked to has said that this is now the area where you'll start seeing rattlesnakes more commonly. Not that they aren't in the hills, but this lower elevation prairie that I'm going to be getting into. My aunt has been bit by rattlesnakes either 2 or 3 times. I think it's the latter. She lives in Central Oregon on a ranch and has had a hell of a time with it. She's taken to eating them. She's an interesting woman, but she also has Lyme's disease. So, you know, when you know somebody that's been bitten by a rattlesnake or contracted a disease from a tick, you that personal account makes you a little more cautious. So I'm gonna stay very cautious and hope that I don't see any. That is one animal that I don't. Okay, maybe a little part of me would like to see one out here, like far off in the distance, but I don't think so. I'm pretty happy not seeing a prairie rattler at all. I'm not sure what this is out here in the middle of the woods. In case you want to buy a lemonade. Looks like it had a lock on it at one point. It's metal. Weird. I'm climbing this hill and it feels really steep after going down all day. And that would be fine, except for about 1/16 of a mile ago, the map said begin descent. And literally since that very spot, I've been doing nothing but climbing. I think they spelled the word wrong. Well, there it is. There's Bear Butte. It's under 20 miles away. I'm still climbing. I think they got the markings wrong on the map. Those deer were super cute though. The mama and her 2 babies. I'm glad I had my video on for that. Well, somebody put this bench here for me to sit down on. Acme Bicycles. Thanks, Acme Bicycles. I don't mind if I do. I'm sitting here on this bench at the top of the climb, and all of a sudden I just started crying. I didn't think I'd get so emotional, but I can see Bear Butte. This was the last climb. It's all downhill from here, besides Bear Butte, of course. I'm so close to the end. Today's been a hard day because I'm so sleep deprived. It's been a hard hike. It's been a hard trip. It's been every bit the adventure I hoped it would be. I'm ready for it to be over though. I've loved it, but I'm tired. I'm just exhausted. Everything hurts. Yeah. Well, let's say we say goodbye to the bench and head on down there, shall we? Back into civilization. The real descent starts now. Well, I just got the most scared I've been on trail this whole entire trip, and it was by a mountain biker. He was coming up the trail that I'm coming down, and he didn't say anything, and I was just following some little deer tracks, just la 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 la, and bam, I look up and there he is, just sitting there. I was like, holy crap. Let a girl know that you're sneaking up on her. If that's the scariest thing I see in these woods. Doing pretty good. Though there is a beetle out here. I don't know if you can hear him. Yeah. Well, when they fly down onto the ground, they get a little frantic and their clicker starts going, whatever they're clicking, starts clicking a lot faster. And it sounds a little reminiscent of a rattlesnake rattling. So that one got me too, but didn't scare me as bad as the mountain biker. I am out of the Black Hills and into the prairie. I think Alkali Creek Campground is on the other side of I-90 right there, but primarily it's prairie walk from here to Bear Butte, though the campground may be in that wooded area over there. We shall see. That was disgusting. My feet were dry, and now they are not dry, and they are covered in slimy, goopy, gross mud. Hopefully that was the right way. There wasn't great signage. The birds were not pleased with me being under there. I better check the map. I think I could cry right now. I see a garbage can. I have so much garbage that I'm carrying. And I see a bathroom and shade and picnic tables. I'm gonna set up my hammock and rest for hours of rest. Well, I finished up my lunch and my break. Got my shoes and socks all dried out, and I am back on the trail. I talked to John, and he told me that tomorrow morning there's a race coming out of Fort Meade. So there'll be like 150 runners on the road. So I need to be north of Fort Meade. And apparently, I guess unless you're at Bear Butte Lake, there is no camping north of Alkali campsite, Alkali Creek campsite. So I have quite a few more miles I got to put on today. I knew it was going to be hard in the end, so it was either going to be a 14-mile day today or a 14-mile day tomorrow, I guess. So we got to get the miles in one way or another. But it's very hot out, and I'm only carrying 2 liters of water because I just simply cannot carry any more water. Not after the last 2 days. So 2 liters of water to get me through tonight, and then I will be able to get water. So putting on the miles, off we go. It's hot and sweaty, and I got some climbing to do. Yuck. I think if I wasn't quite so hot, I'd really be enjoying this prairie. Well, that's Sturgis down there, I think. But it's just beautiful up here. I really like it. The flowers are gorgeous. I'm just so stinking hot. I can't think about much. My original plan to just get past Alkali Creek campground today was foiled when John told me that there's a big run happening tomorrow morning out of Fort Meade, and he recommended I get north of Fort Meade. Unfortunately, there isn't any camping north of Alkali Creek unless you're at Bear Butte Lake, and I didn't know that. I should have, but I didn't. So I am pressing on to Bear Butte Lake, which is a ginormous day for me, and I think I've got about 4.5 miles left to go. So sweating it out, but making progress. I'll get there by evening, so that'll work out. And there's water there and campsites, and I'm actually really looking forward to it, and it'll make tomorrow's climb early cooler because it's going to be 90 degrees tomorrow, and it was going to be late by the time I got to Bear Butte. So this is better. Playing that game of guess where the trail is. It's not always a well-formed trail out here. Look, it's just a field. You're just in a field. Good luck. I guess at this point in the trail, they're just like, well, if you don't know what you're doing by now, you shouldn't be out here. No, it's really not that challenging. My grass led to a 89 sign, so I'm in the right farmer's field. There just isn't a lot of signage. I'm getting her figured out. We're gonna make it to that lake. I might just plunge, take my backpack off and plunge right into it. We'll see. I've gone more miles today than I care to admit, but coming up over this hill to see that, it's the lake. It's only like a mile away. Oh my God, I could just collapse right here and die. I made it to my camp. I'm at Bear Butte Lake. It was a long day. I did not film a lot because I'm pretty sure I got some heat exhaustion. And so I was like hobbling into camp. But I made it. It's 7. I've eaten dinner. Obviously my stuff's all set up. And I'm going to bed. I'm going to get up early and summit Bear Butte as early as humanly possible. The gate was open when I met John there last Monday at 6:30. So I'm hoping that I can get in there by like 6:30 or 7. I'm not sure if they're open by then though, so yeah, I'll just have to wait and see.